What's good? What's good? It's your boy King B. I want to welcome you to another episode of Y.A.L.L, Youthful Alliance Leveraging Love. Y'all is us. You know how we get down. And today we're gonna get into some good conversation here, man. Before we get into that, I got some new friends here with me. My special guest co-host, man. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up, man? I'm Will. You can find me on Instagram and all social media at the Great 3 Willie.
The Great 3 Willie is in the building, and we are interviewing one of our good friends from high school. We all went to high school together. It's a reunion in this month. You know what I'm saying? My homegirl Nina, what's going on? Tell the people about you.
Hey everybody, this is Nina Ivy. I am the owner of Charismatic Flavors LLC. If you're not familiar with it, it is some of the best jerk chicken and salmon salads that you will ever experience in your life.
You experienced it, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I had to be in the lab before I brought it to y'all. What are you talking about?
Last time I talked to you, you said you don't eat meat, but then you feeding us jerk chicken. So I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I had to have a journey before not eating meat. I mean, I wasn't always not a meat eater, but I've been dabbling back into, baked chicken, to be honest with you. I mean, the vegan transition is a challenge. I was doing pescatarian, but with pescatarian it's just eating fish.
Right.
And seafood, and I got tired of fish. I mean, it's only so I don't eat tilapia. Nobody should eat tilapia.
Absolutely.
And so you can only, I do eat catfish. We really shouldn't eat that either. But salmon, that's my thing. And you on the grill? You like some catfish?
I do cat fillet.
But again, it's only so much fish I can eat before I'm tired of fish.
So let me ask you this: why shouldn't the people be eating tilapia?
Because tilapia is a man-made. You can't find a wild caught tilapia.
Absolutely.
That's a breed of a fish. It's not a natural. It's not a natural fish. It's a man-made fish.
Yeah.
It tastes good though, but
it tastes good.
Don't eat it. It tastes good.
But
before I learned and became aware of what it really was. Anything infused with carbon monoxide or whatever, which they had that on the news, then I go to the store and look at the package like, wow, it's really on here. Stuff that you never pay attention to. You got to read your labels. Absolutely. When it comes to what you're consuming and putting in your body.
And that's some stuff that we really dove into, how food is a direct correlation to our mental health. So like when you get hungry, when your brain is telling you when you're hungry, what is affected, what part of your body, your stomach start growling. So what you put into your stomach affects your mental. So people definitely got to be aware of that. Get your mental health checked.
That's how he said, get your mental
health check.
So let me ask you this: what's the name of your business again?
Charismatic Flavors.
Charismatic Flavors. How did this come about?
Well, I've always been known to be a charismatic person. And so a charismatic or to have charisma is for people to be drawn to you, right? To your spirit and everything. And I feel like my cooking is so good that people would have been drawn to it. And I mean, the product speaks for itself.
What are some of your prized dishes?
Oh, definitely the jerk chicken, the jerk salmon. I've done anything from salads to wraps. I've done the tacos. I've done a jerk chicken burrito. Any and everything. I have an order. Now, I never did, no one's never requested like jerk seafood, but I have a request for that. I got an order for that when I get back to Dallas. So that's really going to kick off, my whole Dallas experience. And then, we'll go from there. But I got a little excited because I never thought to do jerk seafood, right, with the salads, but it's going up.
So I feel like you're taking a lot of chances. You seem to be passionate about it, and with that, you do seem to be taking a lot of chances. What are the responses that you're getting as far as the product that you're giving to people?
Oh, did y'all not see Brandon's
Here we go.
video that he did? Brandon did me a whole, commercial. it was slow motion, and butterflies after he ate this food. So, like I said, really, no. People, I started based off of word of mouth. When I was in college, people knew I could cook. So I would always cook big meals because I come from a big family. And at first I didn't know how to quantify food to just cook for myself.
Right.
So I'd be cooking these big meals, and then, I'm having to call people like, y'all come eat, because I can't eat all of this. So, and then,
somebody was like, "Girl, you need to sell this stuff."
Look, I got a story. Let me tell you what happened. Well, I went to get, it's this lady, and I won't name her because I think she got a little mad at me, right? I was going to get a pedicure, okay? And she sent me off, right? Sent me off and decided, I'm going to give you a salad to compensate for, me sending you off for your time for your appointment. Okay. Now, imagine this salad is a salad that she would sell a small portion for X amount of dollars or whatever, but it was trash. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, is she selling this for $10 and it is selling? I could do a better quality salad, better flavor, and make some money.
Right.
So I went home after that. I played in the kitchen with this recipe for like a jerk, and I just I still have a picture of like my first salad. It looked trash too. It just looked. It tastes good as hell, but the look of it, with the presentation was not there, and I'm big on presentation because what's the first thing we see something good, we want to try it, right? Yeah. So I knew my presentation had to be on point. So I went, put this, salad together or whatever, and I'm like, oh, this good. So I take a picture of it, just post it, just normally post it. My brother's barber hit me up like, can I order one?
Right.
And I'm like, can you order one? So I stood there for a minute, I'm like, yeah, let me make you,
right.
I'm going to deliver it to you, So I made it, delivered the salad or whatever. And after that, and he liked it, he started ordering more. And I was like, wow. So then I started to play in the kitchen with like the presentation and everything, and I finally got it, the layout of like what I wanted to be like. And after that, I started to get with the, first it was people from college because they knew I could cook. So when I started posting it, they were like, oh, what you got? We coming.
Right.
It was word of mouth from them, Facebook advertisement. Social media really did it for me. So, and then from there, you get somebody that really, wants your stuff when you didn't really have that thought in mind.
Right.
It boosts your confidence to be like, I can do this.
Right.
And that's what happened. Like I got the concept from, the trash salad that I had, but just the ingredients that she used, I was like, oh, I never thought to, do all that together for us. Just so simple, but so good.
So from beginning to end, it's like you not even on purpose, but you built a brand throughout college, right? And you gained notoriety from being the girl, the student who knows how to cook, right? And you made that transition into the business realm of it, where it's like all you were doing was sharing something that you enjoyed. And people gravitated towards that. They start hitting you up through social media and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it took on a life of its own. So the thing about social media marketing is you can reach so many different people. So with that in mind, like who primarily are your customers?
Calumet Park, the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? The neighborhood,
right.
the teachers of the school district, because I used to contract for HR before I got permanently where I am now. And so I would set it up to where I would be off of work in the summertime. I loved it. I don't like to work. I generally don't like to work in the summer, but whatever. So one summer came and I was like, I could do my catering, full time. So I started hitting the school districts and build relationships with those teachers. And other friends that I knew, they started putting me on to other school districts. The Ford plant, I had a connect in there. So it went like that. And I had bumps along the way because when you are producing something that's such a high demand, and it's just yourself.
Right.
It's a lot of things that you have to learn. You know, you got to fine tune your method. It's a hard thing to prep some food for, you know, who knows how many people or whatever, and it's just you. Like, you know, you have to be very organized and strategic about that.
Right. So, obviously, the topic here is entrepreneurship, betting on black, building on yourself, something that we preach constantly on this show.
Mm-hmm.
My man to my left, you also into entrepreneurship.
Right.
You're building a brand yourself.
Right.
TrackTeam Media, that's your thing. Tell us a little bit about that.
So, TrackTeam Media is my company. We do multimedia, and that's media on all platforms, whether it be graphic communications, photography, videography, film, video production, also audio recording, and we're getting a little bit into management now also. So literally trying to do everything to purge myself of all the creativity in me, and hopefully we just get a good response.
Right.
Well, we continue to get a good response, but yeah, man, like you said, building a brand and trying to make the dream happen.
And trying to be our competition here at MG. So there you have
It's
it.
all love.
TrackTeam Media, we coming for that ad.
Oh God.
Yeah, so, you know, with all of that being said, before we went on air, me and Will were talking about Chadwick Boseman and Black Panther and how, you know, that experience in 2008 when that movie came out, like the black culture was in full throttle. It was fully embraced by everybody. People were going out to the movies dressed in African garb. You know, people were proud of who they were for that stretch of time.
Black Panther.
Yeah. So with that being said, there's been an influx, I believe, in black and brown people in entrepreneurship. Do you agree with that? And if not, or if so, why do you think that is?
Oh, I'll tell you like this. A lot of people think that everything that happened with COVID and what's going on in 2020 and 2020 is bad or whatever. And I say 2020 is the year for us to win. All this stuff, I mean, it's a lot of things that took place in 2020. The whole Chicago, a lot of people in Chicago had the opportunity to come up, okay? SBA hit, you know, and people without businesses, with businesses, they went after SBA money, right?
Right.
The most important thing is, what did y'all do with it? Because if you got that money,
Graham looking fly.
look, if you got that money and you didn't set yourself up to continue to make money, and that money gone, you should be upset with yourself. I think that's, you know, I mean, it's ridiculous. But in the same token, like I said, I think 2020 was the year to win. 2020, we started doing the rioting and the looting and everything, and really coming together as a people. While I don't agree with everything that took place in regards to the looting, I understand it. And what I would say is that it opened up the door to, like, if you look on social media now, you see all of these businesses, black owned, you know, like Chicago, blacks in business in Chicago. Same with Dallas, blacks in big, you know, so you have these groups of our people looking to support our people. Right. And so I think that added a great influx to black owned businesses that wanted, you know, and our people that wanted to support, that just didn't even know about, you know, some of the businesses out there. Now people are supporting, you know, like it's kind of like a go black or go home type of vibe going on with the you know, supporting businesses. So I think that everything that's happened in 2020 and you know, just what's happening, it put African Americans in a space to be able to win. Yeah, you can really win. It's not too late.
I think if you didn't get sick, 2020 should have been a blessing in disguise for you. Like, especially if you had a business already going. because people were at home, people were buying stuff, people were searching businesses. And if your business didn't get found during this COVID, situation, then that's on you because you wasn't pushing it hard enough. But there was plenty of people at home bored out their mind, nothing to do, just at home spending money. Home Depot looked like a Drake concert every day. Everybody in there fixing their house.
Look, they had DIY projects going.
Yeah.
Going.
People would get lumber, paint, we getting it done, And it was right in the middle of spring, so it was perfect weather to go in and just fix your crib up. But on the influx thing, what you think about that?
So I'm kind of on the fence about it to say that there was an influx. So I'm gonna start by telling a story if I can.
Mm-hmm.
I like to tell stories. So I was out with one of my lady friends. We were in one of the Latin neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to get some authentic tacos. You know how women are. And we literally rode up and down the streets looking for a particular taco stand, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you ever been in one of those neighborhoods, they got carts everywhere, they got trucks everywhere and things like that. I guess that kind of environment led her to say, she was like, I wish that our people were enterprising like this, and as an entrepreneur, I felt a certain type of way about that, but I didn't really speak on it at the time. So the night went on, it was time to drop her off at home. We came back to our neighborhoods. So now we riding through our neighborhood, and I just started to point things out. And I'm like, there's a stand right there, there's a table right there, they over there selling t-shirts, they doing hair, they doing that. And it's just like, I don't feel like the Black community get enough credit for all the businesses that we already had going, and the culture of entrepreneurship that was always inherent. Right. I feel like a lot of people are now paying attention to it because there's no way that you can't at this particular point. People live in their comfort zones where it's like, okay, I know that this will be provided for me. So once it became apparent that the government was not taking care of us, you had to look in your community. It's like, oh, wait, well, this person is making plates. And oh, wait, this person is cutting hair, and this person is doing landscaping. This person is building porches and decks and things like that. And it's just like, I don't think the situation created the businesses. I think that it raised awareness. Right. Because, man, I love my people. Like, we always got something going on. We always got something on. And it's not, and the type of person that does that, the entrepreneur kind of trope, it's like, it's hard to do one thing. It's hard to just sell plates, because I'm pretty sure it's something else you already into. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to just do podcasts, because I'm pretty sure it's something else you already into. And it's just like, we have so many people like that in the Black community already. I feel like the lockdown and the quarantines were just an opportunity for us to be put to the forefront, to the people who otherwise would have looked past us to maybe a bigger brand or something like that. But it's definitely an awakening, and I can speak to that personally. Right. Yeah.
And even if it didn't raise awareness to a brand, or if you didn't even have a brand, you should have been harnessing up some skills. I feel like.
Because what else were you doing in the
exactly.
house all this
right.
time? It was
waiting
time
for your 1,200.
Some stuff. Yeah.
Man, where my 1,200 at?
The stimulus check.
Yeah, which I didn't get, by
Me
the way.
neither.
And I didn't get time off work. I was all through it.
Right. But it was just an opportunity for a lot of people. I do think there was, I wouldn't say there was an influx in Black businesses. I will say that there was definitely a surge in Black shopping.
Yeah,
through Black businesses.
Both.
Absolutely. And Black businesses.
Yeah. So
Black people was definitely supporting more, at least trying to support Black.
Yeah.
But Black people make that really hard for you when they're inconsistent with their businesses. So,
right? Which is, I feel like, it's situational.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think that's like a cultural thing, like all
No.
black businesses aren't consistent. Most of the people that I know are very consistent. Most of the Black companies that I shop with are very consistent. But I do understand that there are some people, you know what I'm saying, who not on their stuff. That's growing pains, a lot of it. A lot of it is people actually stepping outside of their lane to try to do something maybe they're not really built for, but it's a part of the process.
Right.
You know, and it all depends on like on what you're made of. And you could be successful, you know, but I guess it just depends on what you define as successful.
Right. So, what do you define as successful? What is success to the great 3 Willie?
Oh man.
And then we're gonna get to Nina.
I think we should start with Nina.
All right, let's start with Nina. Nina's on her phone. She was sending out the booty call.
Oh, Brandon.
Instantly government.
Brandon.
Hey,
Don't get me
why are you
started.
saying my government on air right now?
Well, you got my face on air talking about I'm sending that booty call. Stuff.
I apologize. But back to the issue. So what do you do?
Success.
What do you define? How do you define success?
Well, I think that success is considered very personal. Like success is, or the measure of success is personal because it's, you know, it can have so many different definitions per who you talk to. Success for me is my business being, you know, established, my business doing well, you know, it's continuing to grow. My clientele is growing, you know, I'm fine tuning what it is that I do offer and, you know, adding to it and, you know, just continuing to, you know, enhance what it is that I do. That's success for me. But success for me could be different for what William might. I mean, you know, some people consider monetarily, you know, money is, you know, your level of money might be success or whatever the case may be. So, like I said, it's personal. And for me, it's my business flourishing. It's finally, you know, registered as an LLC. And I'm able to, you know, like make official business moves and do certain things because I'm an official business. Even though I was claiming it, you know, I've been doing catering for the last 3 years or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I feel like, you know, I'm not at my most. I haven't reached my greatest success yet, but I am being successful in what it is that I'm doing.
I agree. What you say?
I would agree also. I think success is probably 100% subjective. So for me personally, it would depend on which business of mine we were talking about. But I would say generally, no, I'm serious.
Big business, yeah.
Right. So
multi-business, yeah.
No, so I would say generally, as long as you can sustain something that you're passionate about and sustain on that exclusively. So if you get to a point where it's like, I know what I want to do and I come up with the plan, I execute that plan, and the fruits of my execution is that this is now my job.
Right.
This is how I pay my rent. You know what I'm saying? This is how I pay my bills, support my children. You know what I'm saying? Doing things like that. Once you get to that level, I think generally speaking, everybody would feel a certain type of success. I do think it's a feeling. But I think in some facets, recognition, a lot of the time. I deal with a lot of artists. I'm an artist myself. And sometimes, you know, just getting recognition from your peers can be success. So if you're a rapper, like having other rappers tell you like, man, like your music is killing it right now. You know what I'm saying? If you're an actor and other actors like, yo, you a problem, you know, things like that. Like even if you are an athlete, right? We got to crown an MVP every year, but it seems like there are people who never gonna really get the accolades, but they get respect from their peers. Yeah. And to them, you can't tell them that they're not successful. And it's the same way in a lot of things. So I guess that's that's what I would define as success.
Yeah,
oh no, I was gonna say shout out to Gold Shoes.
Oh God.
Who the hell is Gold Shoes?
Aaron.
Why he don't get a government name? I'm Will,
Right.
you Brandon, he Gold
Right.
Shoes.
Gold Shoes. He not
I
even
mean,
here.
you talking
Right.
about, you
was
talked
texting.
about,
He not even here.
No, you talked about athletes and,
Right.
stuff like that. And we know he did well in track in school.
Right.
He's not an athlete no more.
I mean,
He's just
Can you outright him?
right now. Absolutely.
Okay.
We got to see
Right.
this.
Nah, you
I
said it.
Aaron, do you hear this?
Hey, 2 back surgeries
Don't
and a
make
knee
excuses.
surgery later.
Don't
I can get
Don't
down.
make excuses. Line them up.
All right. So, you have this Charismatic Flavors LLC.
Mm-hmm.
What are some goals that you have for your business as far as let's go short term and long term.
Short-term goals for my business is to get my business transitioned and started and do as well in a startup as I have in Chicago. That would be great for me. So that's my current short-term goal. I had it set for October. I've been doing some networking out in Dallas, and I think that it's going. I know that like I'm on the right path with that, and so I'm excited about that. Long term, I would say, because right now catering is like residual income for me. Eventually, I want to have a level of success where I'm able to fire my boss, and then I'll be working for myself. And so that's like the long-term goal, and just to be more expansive. Like I like to dabble into different things. It's a market out there that I'm very interested in getting into, and that is like the vegan world, like the vegetarian world. You get into anyone that cooks. I mean, because it's enough, out here for everybody to eat or whatever, money-wise. Anyone out there doing catering and has an interest in vegan, we have a big vegan population out here that are looking for, options. They, Brandon.
I will give you a sip.
You're supposed to have water for your guests, Brandon.
I drank the last one. I'm sorry.
Y'all,
Oh,
I'm here.
God,
Brandon ain't right.
I got some Jameson in there.
Man, so the vegans out there, I'm coming for y'all. I'm putting something together. I'm in a study, like I'm expanding my knowledge on how to cater to you guys, because that population is left out a lot, in people that do what I do as far as like, catering. And so I want to cater to that population so they can experience some of this stuff and feel like they aren't, missing anything when it comes to like meat products. My parents are vegan, my sister's vegan, my aunt is vegan. And, it's a wave right now. I want to join that wave too eventually, as it's not easy, but so back to the question at hand, that's my long-term goal, is to be expansive in what it is that I do.
So do you want like a storefront, or like what at the end of the day, what do you just want to continue to just do it out the crib, or?
No, it won't. It when I get to the stage where I'm firing my boss, it is gonna be like an expansive move.
Fire your boss.
When I fire my boss, it'll be an expansive move where I'm going and get a little facility and someone's gonna work for me. I don't want to have to be, there and on the front line like cooking,
Right.
anymore. I want to be able to delegate tasks.
Okay. Is there like collaboration in the catering world? Like, would you ever like cook it up with somebody else?
Yeah, I actually have plans to do that. I was invited to a show. It's a guy that I met out in Texas, and he has a I'm not sure if he's doing it as a podcast or if he just does like live Facebook streamings. But he does do like a little cooking show, and I actually reached out to him and asked him like, I'm looking to be a guest, on your show. What's up? And he said yes. So he invited me while I was here, but I'm still in Chicago. So when I go back, he has another one coming up in Chicago in October. So I'm supposed to be doing that too. So I'm all for collaborating, you know, because like I said, what I got to offer, he can't offer like I can, you know. I'm just saying it's a fact. And what he has, I'm not looking to dabble into, you know, my goal is a healthy, you know, I focus on healthy. He does a lot of like heavier foods, fried foods and stuff. My goal is providing, you know, healthy alternatives that taste good as hell. Like, you know,
right.
That's it, facts.
Gotcha.
When I got people that, you know, hit me up like, I don't even like salad, and I eat your salads, like, you know, that I'm be looking for it. You know what I'm saying? It's a fact.
You got anything to drop?
So what was the question?
I don't know.
Short
and
long
long-term
term
goals.
Yeah.
Professionally, I think both a short and long-term goal of mine would be more training. I'm going back to school. I want to become a master of my craft. So I will be going to photography school. I will also be going to film school, things like that. And it's just the respect that I have for the process. Yeah, those are my goals, bro.
I would tell you firsthand, film school is overrated.
Oh, listen. So the reason I'm going to film school is to pick up the trade aspects of it. There are things that you can learn there that you can only learn there. But the technical aspects of it, I think, it's mandatory for me just because of the way that I like to run things. I need to know how everything is done,
right,
because I'm the one who has to be able to do everything. I believe in leading from the front, so I can't ask anybody who works for me to do anything that I can't do.
right.
So that's why I have to be the most educated person in the building. But the reason I have to go to film school is because, well, the primary reason that I'm going is the network, just to meet the people.
Yeah, that's the main focus of going to school for film.
Right. So
the stuff that you go to school for, you can learn by doing on your own, but you won't be able to have that pool of people around you that you can pick their brain, they can pick yours, you can collaborate. You know, to this day, I went to Columbia in 2013, and I got people that I talk to this day that are still in the field, still working, that I collaborate with. So, yeah, it's definitely great for networking.
Right.
I can agree with that. So, with that being said, any last thoughts? What was you going back to Dallas to sell your food? We can't get nothing up here.
Right.
Hey, I've been home a lot this year, and but I think that even me traveling back and forth, you know, between Chicago and Dallas and doing my business when I do come here, I think it makes the anticipation for what I have to offer even greater when I come home, because the response is consistent. You know what I'm saying? It's the same, and I look forward to, you know, seeing people look forward to me.
Right.
So
I didn't even want no salad. I just wanted to hang out with Nina one day, and I couldn't do it because she was whipping it up.
Listen, Brandon.
Ha!
There we go.
Right back
Brandon don't want me
to
to get started, y'all.
You gotta call me tan shoes or something.
Wow. Bronze shoes,
Right.
brother.
Cole Han.
The bronze
Call me
kneecap.
that. Call me Han. Han B.
But, you know, to wrap it up, eventually I will be interested into getting into like live cooking, you know, classes maybe, or something like that. I don't know. I do have a passion for cooking though, and so I'm grateful to have a skill that I enjoy and love to do. And Charismatic Flavors LLC, follow me on Instagram, Charismatic Flavors, Facebook, Nina Ivy, and it's been great.
Oh wait,
Brandon.
I did have one more question, and it's for both of y'all. What advice would you give somebody that is looking to start their own business and begin in entrepreneurship?
I just had this conversation with one of my girlfriends about, because she's interested in starting a business, and I would say make sure that it's something that you are really, especially if you start it and you like going with it and doing the LLC. You wanna make sure that it's something that you really, you're really passionate about doing, that you don't mind investing your time in, because it does take a time investment. And the most important thing is invest in yourself. Like, don't be afraid to do that. The money will come. And I think that that's most important when it comes down, depending on what type of business you're doing, it might require a business plan. For something that, like, what I'm doing at this level right now, it didn't require a business plan, because I'm catering, I'm cooking. That's what I'm doing. But when I get to the stage where I might be getting my own facility and, hiring people to work for me, I'll likely need a business plan to make it come together. So everything that, you might go on YouTube and see and think that you're supposed to do this or do that, take your time to do your research and find out, what it is that might be specific to what you're looking to do. Because a LLC might not be good for you, depending on, what type of business you're doing. Might not be good for you yet. Just like an S Corp or a C Corp might not be good for you. You may be, paying more money than you are making it, depending on what kind of business you have. So
Right.
it's important to do your research. But invest in yourself. Don't give up, your confidence in what you are offering, and what you offer as a business is going to make a world of a difference in regards to the response that you're going to get. If you're looking at like you're not confident in what you're doing as a business owner, don't expect to have people interested in what you have to offer. I guess that's pretty much.
Well said.
Right. So if I was to give advice to somebody who was looking into getting into entrepreneurship, the funny thing about it is that I would disagree with a lot of what you said. Not everything, but some of the things that you said. So I feel like, first and foremost, fuck it up. Just get out there and fuck it up. Because business, like entrepreneurship, is a personality, and it's better for you to learn that early in the game, whether or not it's your character to pull these kind of things off. If you get into it early enough and you figure it out, it's gonna take a lot of time. It's gonna take a lot of chances, and I want you to get your failures out of the way as early as possible. And I think that's the only thing that I would disagree with you. Like, just do all your research and take your time and
Well, it has to be trial and error. We talked about that early, so I'm not knocking that. I believe in that.
Right.
I spoke on the fact that like trial and error in my business, when my first salad looked ugly. It was not, good looking salad. It tastes good, but it didn't look good.
Right.
And if I would have offered that to the world, even though it did get a hit, and that's what really gave me the motivation to fine tune it. But yeah, trial and error is definitely imperative.
It's like, I would say it's the biggest part.
It is.
And I would say the reason I want you to get it out of the way earlier than later is because it is what deters a lot of people. And it stops you usually at the brink of your success. Because it's hard. It's hard to create a business, to create a product, to create a brand. And you're going to take losses when you do that. So my thing is just get out there, scrape your knees, make some bad decisions, learn from them, and then become the person that you will eventually be. Because when you first start, it is not going to be perfect. You are not going to be perfect. Your business plan will not be perfect the first time you do it. Most people don't even reach success in any business until like their third or fourth business. So just get out there and do it. A lot of people do like to wait, but then you turn into the waiter and you never turn into the doer. And that's why I'm saying, just get out there. Whatever your business is, if you wanna start a studio, just buy some equipment and start recording things. If you wanna if you want to start an auto shop, you know what I'm saying? Just buy some tools, start working on cars. Whatever it is that you want to do, first and foremost, you need to figure out if you can actually do that. But after that, you need to put your time in. Let me say that. Because when you come in your rookie year, everybody not Zion Williamson and John Morant, you know what I'm saying, when you take off just out the gate. So if you're not one of those people, you got to learn to grind. You got to learn the things that you need to work on. So my biggest piece of advice would be to just get out there and fuck it up.
All right. Thank you guys for joining me on the podcast. My co-host Nikki Bryant, aka Miss ChooseWisely, is not here today because she's out there being an entrepreneur herself. NDO Cleaning and NBC Transportation, Transit LLC, all that good stuff. She out there getting it in. She moving that load. So check her out. She out there making moves, doing her Bet on Black thing. My homegirl Nina here. She got the Charismatic Flavors LLC, betting on black, doing the thing. My man Will right here got the TrackTeam Media, doing his thing, betting on black, even though he's light skinned.
Wow.
You know.
Wow.
But we're not gonna make this
You just made it.
We're not gonna.
Wow.
So you just made it.
Right.
But yeah, all of these people that I named, including my own mother, who just opened up a bridal boutique, the only black-owned bridal boutique in the south suburbs of Chicago. So,
Woo,
DeLorean Bridal,
shout out, Mom.
if you're getting married, go ahead and check that out. Wedding gowns, evening gowns, whatever you need, she got it. So let's go ahead and support our black businesses as much as we can. I also want to thank you guys again for tuning in to y'all's podcast. Y'all is Us, Youthful Alliance, Leveraging Love. You can check us out I ain't gonna say every, because we don't show up all the time, but when we show up, just go ahead and check it out. You know what I mean? But you can check out our other fellow podcast shows, which are Boulevard Ave Radio, the Late Nights with Sexy and Savage, Because I Said So, Hot Takes Wrestling Podcast, Woman to Woman Podcast, and many more to come. So keep looking at it. It's on all streaming platforms, by the way. Spotify, Google Play, Apple Music, Stitcher, whatever you got. SoundCloud, YouTube. Check us out. And that's pretty much all I got, you know. I want to thank these two people on the side of me for coming and joining me this evening.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
And this guy is legit. I called this guy 2 hours ago. Hey, can you be here? Yes. Came through. My man. But yes, sir. Everybody bet on black, and we'll see you next time. Peace.